The date is August 3, 1977. CIA Director Stansfield Turner walks into the U.S. Senate. He carries 16,000 documents, rescued from a forgotten warehouse in Rockville, Maryland. Buried in the stack, the January 31, 1953 internal report codenamed *Artichoke Summary*, declassified in 2004. This document lays bare 196 unconsented sessions of hypnosis, drugging, and electroshock on human test subjects. The official conclusion? 0 results. But the senators in that room had no idea the CIA was already covering up what came next. The year is 1950. The Cold War rages at its peak. The CIA fixates on reports of Soviet brainwashing used on American POWs in Korea. April 20, 1950. CIA Director Roscoe Hillenkoetter signs off on Project BLUEBIRD. The agency's first official mind control program, per a 2004 declassified memo in the CIA FOIA reading room. August 1951. Alan Dulles, CIA Deputy Director, scraps BLUEBIRD. He replaces it with Project ARTICHOKE. This program runs out of safe houses across Europe, Japan, and West Germany. It recruits former Nazi scientists via Project Paperclip. One recruit, Dr. Kurt Blome, former head of the Third Reich's biological weapons program, acquitted at Nuremberg on a procedural technicality. The test subjects: prisoners of war, suspected double agents, foreign civilians. None gave consent. For decades, the CIA and U.S. authorities framed these programs as legitimate counter-espionage measures. In the 1950s, agency leaders claimed BLUEBIRD and Artichoke existed to prevent the Soviet Union from extracting information via unconventional means. They dismissed the need for consent, calling test subjects security risks or enemy agents. Then, on December 22, 1974, Seymour Hersh published a bombshell in *The New York Times Star. The CIA responded with a new line: most records of MKUltra, Artichoke's direct successor, were destroyed in January 1973 by CIA Director Richard Helms. They called the destruction an administrative step to clear out outdated paperwork. The U.S. government claims Artichoke's test subjects were enemy agents or security risks, people who did not deserve consent. But the January 31, 1953 Artichoke Summary CIA FOIA, declassified 2004, tells a different story. Its test subjects included foreign civilians and prisoners of war. None had any confirmed ties to enemy intelligence. The government claims Richard Helms' 1973 record destruction was a routine administrative step, clearing out obsolete files. But the May 1973 internal report codenamed *Family Jewels*, declassified 2007, contradicts that. Helms ordered the destruction specifically to hide illegal or questionable activities. He did it right before he left his post as CIA director. The government claims only isolated cases of unconsented testing were ever recorded. But the 16,000 documents Turner delivered to the Senate in 1977 prove otherwise. They detail 150 MKUltra subprojects. These subprojects involved 80 separate institutions. 44 of them were U.S. universities. None of the test subjects gave consent. That's when everything changed. The January 31, 1953 Artichoke Summary CIA FOIA, declassified 2004, is the centerpiece of the evidence. The document confirms 196 interrogation sessions over 5 years, using scopolamine, Nembutal, mescaline, and hypnosis on test subjects held in safe houses in Frankfurt, Tokyo, and Berlin. Its explicit conclusion: the results do not justify abandoning conventional methods. Next comes sworn testimony from CIA Director Stansfield Turner, delivered to the Senate on August 3, 1977. Témoignage, according to Turner, testifying under oath, the 16,000 documents rescued from the Rockville warehouse, spared from Richard Helms' 1973 destruction order, detail 150 MKUltra subprojects involving 44 U.S. universities, with zero consent from any test subject. Frank Olson's death is also corroborated by official records. A 1994 declassified medical report confirms blunt force trauma to Olson's head before he fell from the 13th floor of New York's Hotel Statler on November 28, 1953. That fall came 9 days after Olson was secretly dosed with LSD by Sidney Gottlieb, the CIA's Technical Division scientific director. Finally, Dr. Kurt Blome's recruitment via Project Paperclip is confirmed by 2001 declassified CIA archives. Blome consulted for Artichoke on chemical manipulation techniques, despite his role as the Third Reich's biological weapons chief and Nuremberg acquittal on procedural grounds. These documents don't just expose a single failed secret program. They expose a chain of unbroken programs, running even after internal reports proved they did not work. 1950, Project Bluebird. 1951, Project Artichoke. 1953, Project MKUltra. Each successor picked up the exact same methods, the exact same goals, all while internal memos confirmed the experiments yielded nothing of value. Richard Helms did not destroy the MKUltra archives as a routine administrative step. He did it to cover up two critical truths. First, the CIA spent 23 years and millions of dollars chasing a perfect agent, a mind-controlled operative who would follow any order. It never got one. Second, the program killed an American scientist, Frank Olson. They silenced him to keep the program hidden. Here's what no one explained. The same year Helms burned the archives, the CIA launched its next psychological manipulation program, Project Stargate. The methods barely changed. The goals did not change at all. That program ran for another 22 years. Aujourd'hui. Today, not a single person responsible for these programs has ever faced criminal charges. Not one of the hundreds of unconsenting victims has received a dime of compensation. In 2022, a federal judge granted Eric Olson, Frank Olson's son, access to a new batch of CIA documents about his father's death. That case is still active. In 2023, researchers at Johns Hopkins University received ethical approval to study psilocybin therapy for mental health conditions. 70 years earlier, the CIA used nearly identical psychedelic substances for criminal, unconsented experiments. And the mind control and abnormal cognition techniques developed by Artichoke, MKUltra, and Stargate? They are still taught today by former military personnel trained at Fort Meade. 196 sessions of hypnosis, drugging, and electroshock. Zero concrete results. Archives burned to hide failure and murder. A handful of surviving documents that expose the full scale of the program. No accountability. No apology. And the same logic persists today, hidden in plain sight, in psychedelic research and covert manipulation techniques. One question remains unanswered. Is the line between legitimate scientific research and government mind control ever truly closed? Subscribe to The Truth They Hide so you don't miss the next investigation.